with it. So I just wanted to share the takedown of these flexi rods that I have in my stash of old rollers. I actually really like uh, pipe cleaners best, although there are setbacks to each, and I do not roll my hair all the time. Every now and then you want to do something a little different. So the difference with these and the pipe cleaners, I feel give me the tightest, juiciest curl. The only thing is with the pipe cleaners, you have to be very careful of the ends. If you don't take and bend them down and like turn them down, they can get caught in your hair. And then also with the pipe cleaners, I want to use the ones that are longer and double them over so they have body so they're not too flimsy. And I will buy, or I have bought, because I don't buy them often, brown and black pipe cleaners. And then sometimes in the package, sometimes they color coordinate them. You can find them brown and beige in the package. So I would use those as highlights, right? Without damaging my hair. So I think this is pretty cool. I just spritz with a little bit of water. I think they hold the curl decent, although my hair curls don't last. The hair will dry quickly because there's no oil in it, which I really like because I like to move, sweat in the garden quite often, and rolling on the floor, playing with bunnies. By the way, if you're messing with bunnies, it's a good thing to cover your hair. I don't like to, but it does make a difference. Even the silk scarves, I have to say I do see a difference with the scarves in terms of um, preserving your hair, not letting it get dried out. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm Body-Culinary, professional chef, personal trainer, natural born woman. Shout out to you, whatever your expression is. Mother, love of a natural lifestyle. One of those people with very, very fine hair. It's looking full because I'm going to tell you a secret. All my locks are flat. That's why they look full because I've embraced my texture and my hair grows this way, allowed to grow this way rather than big congos. So I'm going to have congo naki. So I don't have, and he's about to get planted. I don't have congos that is like thick. That's not what's going on over here. So I went into radical self-acceptance. So this is quick. If it's not quick, I'm not really here for it. And anything that's damaging my hair is easily damaged. I will lose my edges in 2 seconds. So my hair has demonstrated several times. Leave it alone. Also, I can feel like very um, constricted by hats, sunglasses, hair, a whole bunch of clothes, and I don't like that feeling. I like to feel free. So this is the takedown. I will say that it doesn't catch any hair because it has blunted ends. By the way, if you like this content, feel free to like for the algorithm. If you find some value, share the video. Definitely replay it while you're cutting vegetables, decluttering, or stretching on your mat. That's a good use. I like leverage activities. Good use of your time on the internet. So this feels good. It's coming out easier. So that's one distinction between these and the pipe cleaners. I feel like these don't get tangled as much. So I can see when my hair gets wet with my shower cap, those curls don't hold as long, but they're bouncy. Always wanted bouncy, behaving hair. Bouncing and behaving hair. Some folks may not remember those commercials, right? Or maybe they weren't around. Bounce, and I maybe it was Miss Clara or something. Old TV commercials. That was also back in the day. Soul Train, Posner. There was a whole bunch of black hair care, Afro people hair care products. So take down, quick, 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 quick. Quick without the damage, because ain't nobody got time for that. I got other things to do with my time. I might have to go back. Have to make some fertilizer. So usually what's going on here, early morning, sit for relaxation, journaling, peace of mind before everybody gets up. Just up with the roosters and the crickets. Then work out, 5 a.m., then 6 o'clock, except for Saturdays, I may go to the market. Because you get there after 6, man, some stuff is just gone for those that really know the market. I have my people I go to for certain things, and it'll be gone. It is definitely also incentive when I go there and I see greens that look lackluster or look like they're on a struggle bus, or if they're charging you exorbitant prices for iceberg lettuce, which I don't eat. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. That's more incentive to go in my garden. I'm like, I'm over this. Now I do appreciate my local farm. I love local farmers. Chit chat with them all the time. Keep them in my Rolodex. But I'm not feeling paying top dollar for inferior food. I want my food fresh because I literally consider food my medicine. Literally, literally. There might be a few herbs, and I make an effort to grow what I need, whatever's local. So I'm like, it's a mindset shift. This is all, I don't know. I'm calling it Afro flower. I gotta find a way to organize and distinguish stuff in my head. But this lifestyle, people keep saying this lifestyle, natural lifestyle. I'm just reactivating the ways of the mothers and the grandmothers. Grandma Lou, great grandma, she was in her 90s. Great grandma Jean, great grandma Mackie. And one time they couldn't shop with everybody, so they had to make use and reinvent, recycle, redistribute. That's a talent. That's a skill. And I say that it expands to how we are luxuriating our body temples, right? I hear the spa. I like the spa. But your home where you're paying rent and mortgage, just one woman's perspective, needs to be the spa. So you see how this is wet, this is not hold. So, again, for fine hair, this is a nice alternative, I think. For fine hair, because I'm going to be real with you, especially my young fly, this used to be frustrating. Like, to find back in the day, that's one of the reasons why, I don't know about y'all, let me speak to my generation. Well, let me speak to every generation. When I was coming up back in the day, it was frustrating. That's why everybody was in a panic to go get a box of Dark and Lovely. You was looking at, similar to today, maybe not as intense, or maybe just different. You're looking at the next sister's hair, and somebody, I didn't even know back in the day about the Dominican salons. That was like a best kept secret. But when you saw somebody whose hair was looking like it had some body, that was like, wow, who did your hair? How did that was a mystery as to how they made that happen, where, you know, they blow dried it straight instead of the straight comb. If you got the hot comb and you had the Dixie Peach and the heavy grease, then your hair didn't move. So we always wanted our hair to move. We wanted to move and sway, but that's not what Afro textured hair does. It doesn't. Now, I will say this, because I don't have oil, I got my own sway flow blowing in the wind, because it's not weighted down with products. You might think it's a little wild. You know what? I just work with it. I work with what you got. Work with what you got. Work. I know that's a soul song somewhere, but that's it. No oil. I'm not doing that. Not because I can't. Freedom from stress and pressure and things. It's akin to a mental prison, and it's very expensive monetarily. How much time does it take? How much mental space is it taking? What we look like? For who? For what? If you didn't have any mirrors, and if you did not step off of your garden, your space for weeks, who would you be getting dressed up for? Not that I like nice things, but it's very performative. I find it mentally exhausting. So while I appreciate makeup, the girls is rocking all the haircuts. You know, we're very creative. The priority, though, is my mental, emotional health, mental, emotional stability. Also, in order to focus, if you're studying on something, to have the mental fortitude to be consistent with your movement practice. You know, if you have the mental resistance to sweating and I don't feel like it and your ego's on fire, I'm not doing it, I don't want to do it, even though it's the best thing for you. Not realizing that you're missing out. It takes a lot to get into it, to get started, and then to be in it, to push past being deconditioned, to push past the discomfort long enough where you're like, wow, I really love this. I have been missing out. What the heck was I thinking? What was I doing? Hey, greetings, T. So this, for me, the hair, this is a lifestyle. For me, this is why I'm choosing. It's a lifestyle of ease. Could I paint my nails every now and then? Yeah, but I'm about to do some laundry, hang that out on the line. I have some plans to make some miso, some kimchi, my soul kimchi, some sauerkraut. What am I looking around here? I've got loads of things sprouting over here, so something happened with my computer. So I'm sprouting. I got things to do, y'all. So my hands, I think I can see that. So we've got mung, lentil. I'm going to be making some crackers with these sprouting rye berries. Under here, some azuki beans. I'm sprouting some corn. some other stuff. I'm sprouting some sunflower seeds. I don't know if you can see over here. Sunflower seeds. So I've got things to do. So nothing is right or wrong. It's whatever you make it. So you tell me, what's the priority? What's the priority? I cannot see myself. I just can't see. And it seems so simple to me. I just can't see myself spending $100 on a cream, on a line of products, because they're formulated to go with each other. So if you've got the mist, then you've got to get the moisturizer, and you've got to get the exfoliant, and you've got like 10 people. It just feels, am I the only one? It feels like mental stress, all these steps. It feels like it's too much. There are some studies, and there's a million studies. Any company can rig a study and the test subjects. But there's some research that shows that your body, let's talk about sunscreen, I'm going to divert for a second, can be affected, your ability to absorb the sun or stay out in the sun, can be affected by what you're eating, your internal chemistry. Greens. Well, I'm always saying, you know, for a shout out to the folks in Flower Fit coaching and community, I pour greens, right? You know how people go into the club, they say make it rain. That's how I'm with greens. Make it rain. I keep saying make it rain, and then I'll see people's plates. God, this leave it. One of my clients say I did my nod to health. A little section of greens on the plate. So maybe what 2 or 3 people are eating is what I prefer to eat. That's a portion. So our portions based on programming and conditioning, I think, can be much more better balanced, can be more balanced. So this all is a mindset first. Carefree with the hair. Playful, no oil in my face. If you had a lot of acne, I can relate. Blackheads, whiteheads, go scroll down the community section and see my skin looking like pop rocks. You know, I'm into preserving. I understand that I'm going to age. We are going to age. I'm not interested unless maybe if I forbid, I was in a fire or there was an accident. I really desire to enjoy my tetas. These are mine. These are mine. They're so precious. Thank you. Precious. Not just, this is my little universe over here. Not knocking at anybody else. I can run with these. I just want them tumor and growth free. I appreciate them. They are fine. When I was in, you know, the whole fitness arena, a hot second, I may have mentioned this before, for a hot second, so you stick around something long enough, we are easily influenced. And so many of the girls, usually, you know, as their body fat gets leaner, then they say, oh, I'm losing my breast. This is the circles that you travel in. And so most folks are getting implants. And I was like, I like the natural lifestyle. That's always been me. So I was like, I want to get a chemical foreign substance that hasn't been really tested and it hasn't been around long enough. I wouldn't insert that into my body. However, maybe a lift. I have breastfed. Considered it. Researched it. And take your areola and move it. I'm good. I'm good. Even somebody who's a breastfeeding mother, somebody that just pull on it. It's like a sucking turtle. What do you call those things? A snapping turtle that latch on. That's painful. The texture is going to change. The best thing that I can do is to provide internal support in terms of developing the muscles, the pectoral muscles underneath the breast and the mammary glands. That's support. Work on my posture and maintain what your body knows how to do in the absence of substances masquerading as food. Maintain a healthy ratio of lean mass to adipose tissue for my health. And so I just desire to be, I keep hearing this term, the best that I can be. What do they call it now? The best version of yourself. It's like the trending term. This is it. This is my skin. I appreciate her. This is my wide nose. She rocks. These are my fingernails. There's something to be said for experiencing and enjoying, sitting on the throne of your existence is how I call it. Enjoying this precious body temple healthfully, in peace, in calm. Really knowing that you need not change anything. Like, why would I mess with my beauty mark that nobody else has? No. Haven't y'all seen a supermodel that looks great? There's a couple. What's her name? Yasmin. Every now and you see a woman that's stunning with white hair and just elegant. That's what I'm looking for. Just elegance, calm, confident, not needing to turn myself inside out. I remember breaking my neck to go shopping every time you got a paycheck back in the day. And I was working on Wall Street, running to the seaport to give these folks all my money. Who's responsible for that? Whether you're ignorant or not, you still got to pay the consequences. I'm telling you, young flowers, the money, carpenters in the back, the money that I spent on all of that was money for land. You see, we should be some of the most strategic people on the planet. Strategic. Don't have the military, still not speaking the language of our ancestors. And I'm not coming from a victim mentality. I'm coming from an assess, discern, strategize. Then I don't have to be against anybody to be for myself. We have the ability to use these brains to come up, which is why quiet is so important, to come up with new possibilities. There's a narrative that's very limiting. It's like when I hear folks say, you know, no, I'm speaking from my experience, my family's experience, you know, I had to turn to the streets. No, you don't. It's like we're buying into this stuff. No, you don't. You don't have to eat trash. I love my mama. I'm not eating trash or substances masquerading as food for nobody. Not Jesus, Allah, Obama. I'm the girl that had food right in my little waist bag when I used to go out dancing. No, I refuse. I'm not doing it. To people please. For who? For what? You know when you get in your quiet moments what you're doing when nobody's around. Only you can be honest without making yourself bad or wrong. Acknowledging how you are self-soothing. Right? Because this becomes habitual and you're going to get a high five on it. Noticing if you are avoiding or confronting things honestly and assessing your behaviors or our self-soothing behaviors. What run the numbers like a business. Imagine you hired you as a consultant. What is the real cost? What is it costing you? This doesn't cost me anything. And some of what we're not factoring in is the emotional real estate, the mental real estate, the cost of your attention. This may seem challenging to put into monetary terms, but your attention, low esteem, your insecurity has a monetary value into perpetuity. That's even going to affect the choices and the conditioning of not only you, but all the young people, young women, and men around you. See, there's certain things that we're not putting a cost to. And our teens, we're not thinking. That's not on our radar. That's not on our radar. And it's not on many of our radar until we've acquired some life experience and some wisdom. You're like, man, if I only knew then what I know now. So that being said, easy breezy, not cover girl, but you know, Afro girl, look, full, this is fine hair, y'all. 30 or 31 locks. They're all flat, not one lick of oil, easy. They'll drop, so what? This is it. What can our hair do? Who knows? What can our skin do? Is it possible? I know they say the eyes frame the face. You've got to do your eyebrows. I ain't got to do nothing. What about shea butter and smooth it? Can we just have some relaxation in our own skin? Can we just be peaceful? However, who has it in their best interest? You, because there is a conflict of interest, which is for profit. So I hope, young flowers, you can get this, because I can tell you can save yourself a lot of heartache. I feel passionate that, young flowers, you question, how do you stay dis-ease free and unplanned pregnancy free? How do you work it so you or your daughters, without beating them in the head, how is it that we have the clarity? When you have clarity, then nobody can pay you to eat trash. You could have called me greedy. I would say now, loving to self-soothe with food. Hasn't disappeared all the way. However, I don't eat processed food. And that, for me, is huge. Because obesity, diabetes, heart disease, waiting for me to come on with the rest of us. Come on. I got cousins taken out by cancer. Nobody could tell me that it's not connected to obesity. Right? Something I've been researching is a diabetic apron. Does anybody know what a diabetic apron is? So I totally get body positivity. I think you should love the body that you have and appreciate it. It's still functioning, it's still working. Though we have to be very careful, conflict of interest with someone um, selling products or marketing products to us, I like to feel what's the undertone of the message. Because for folks that are in a certain space when it comes to health, safety, and economics, we should be some of the most sharpest, sober, fit folks on the planet, especially chocolates. We should be some of the most energetic based on lifestyle and really maximizing genetics. The most vital, the most frugal, not cheap, frugal in terms of strategy, in terms of our spending. We should be the most strategic and healthiest on the planet. Why am I saying this? That's your leverage. If you sit there and you think, if you sit and think, what's that book? The woman that wrote the Women of Brewster Place, was it? Was it Gloria Naylor? Right? So I don't know if you know that book, Gloria Naylor. Thank you, honey. I have some old flexi rods, which I pulled out of my roller bag, which I have, let's see, I have some old sponge rollers in there, because that's what my mama used to use. They were very inexpensive. They just been sitting there. I have, what do you call this, pipe cleaners, and I have these, so I experiment. That's it. I'm not going, I used to go to the beauty supply store back in the day for a whole bunch of stuff. I'm just not doing it. I got other things to do with my time. So every now and then when I feel playful, I'll use this. This is a spritz of water and flexi rods, and I put these in late last night. Right? The struggle, I'm over it. No, I say no. Your mental, emotional stability. You know, it's time for us to go in and bloom, cocoon. It's time for us to pull back the valuable real estate of our time and our attention. You know, you ever think like why we're so drawn to all the reality TV shows? Like I watch patterns. This carpenter is going off. I'm tempted to close the window. Maybe I should go out into the garden. Let's go out into the garden for a little bit. We're going to go out into the garden. I'm going to sit right on my little... I'm going to sit in my little hammock over here in the nursery. Now, how is it? I'm outside and I don't hear the carpenter as much outside. Let's see if he starts up. No, he's still there. Maybe I can change up my environment, y'all. I got to come more into the garden. So the sun is already up. 12 o'clock is going to be too late to water. So the valuable real estate of our mind. See, this is much better. This is relaxing. Everybody, listen, y'all. Listen, look at here. Y'all go get you a hammock something and go and get the super, the attendant, get a handyman to put one, clear up a lot of, you know, this just me. You don't have to do this. Get rid of some bulky furniture and make some space to play and put you up one of them little goddess chairs. Either little wicker chairs. Remember the ones that Pam Grier that they had in the blaxploitation movies? Those wicker chairs. Or something hanging so you can soothe and rock yourself. See, there are other ways to soothe ourselves that are not physical food. So what I'm saying basically is we can free up a lot of our attention. The kids, even with a lot of the reality shows. Now, I'm not saying don't make yourself bad or wrong. Follow yourself around with a camera, right? I have to do this for myself too. And observe why you're drawn to what it is you're drawn to. Much more effective than beating up on yourself and making yourself right or wrong. Much more effective. And just the conversations that we're drawn into, why we're drawn to them, how we're spending our time. Are you getting anything back? Are you more enriched? Are you motivated? Really good litmus test to get into action around the things that you say you value. There are certain people, and it's not that many, if I speak to, I'm like, wow, I want to either work out, I want to get back into the garden. Are you motivated to get into action around the things that you say that you value, your core values? Is one of your core values health? That's one of my core values. That's really, really important to me. Why? Because I've watched substances, drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, and substances masquerading as food take out numerous generations of my family. So I'm not interested in doing things that have been demonstrated over and over and over to yield lackluster, negative, anti-health results. I don't even know how much a pack of cigarettes costs. I remember I used to go get it for my grandpa from the store and he'd give me some money for some penny candy. 50 cents? But I'm watching everybody slow. I'm not making it right or wrong. I can recognize now that these were self-soothing mechanisms. Grandpa, uncles fought in wars. We don't know what that's like, many of us, going into battle. So I always seek to have a comprehension of the why, not making right or wrong. I want to understand. If you do not comprehend the problem, it is not likely you will be effective at implementing a solution. If you don't fully comprehend, how are you going to strategize? How are you going to approach the problem or the challenge? If you don't really comprehend it. So if we look at our results, that's telling us, regardless of what we say, the results is telling something. And rather than beating ourselves up or being defensive, let's say you got results that you like. Let's say like an athlete. They have pretty good results, right? They made the team, they're getting paid good money. In order for them to maintain, what do? They have a whole team of coaches, physical therapists, personal trainers, corrective exercise, dietitian, nutrition, to make sure that they can supersede their levels of performance, to get to a whole nother level of excellence. 4 years to train to get one opportunity to be at the Olympics. You know, with all this stuff, you know, going on online, I'm like, why don't people look at somebody like a David Goggins or who's the other man that I love, honey. I would have him as a husband. He's already married. Mr. Jason Wilson. 2 people, y'all. Whoever comes on this channel, let me know what y'all find. Mr. Jason Wilson. Watching him work with children, that he's a turn on. That's his character, his work ethic. Now I don't know him. I'm just looking at him on social media. That's a turn on. Discipline, work ethic. That's a turn on. No offense. I'm not attracted to folks with a bunch of big Cuban cigars in their mouth and a gut, and like most of when I should for a couple of seconds peruse the internet and see folks that are supposed to be the creme de la creme, or if they got this record company, all they do is sit around and talk with cigars and alcohol endorsements. I don't get it. Like, am I an alien? I don't get it. I don't find it attractive at all. We're smart enough. We can figure out, like, let's say, for example, let's just say the drug game. Like, are we not smart? At this day and age, that's like years ago, with all the TV cameras that can look upside your nostrils and see your brain. That game is so tired. It's the principles over people and personalities. So can we really say that we're not affected by what we're watching? Can we really say that we're not copying, mimicking, that we're not programmed? I'm smart enough to be humble enough to know that I don't want to play with addiction, because addiction is addictive. So drugs and alcohol and junk food ain't never worked for nobody in my family. So what do I do? Because just because you have the intellect, that don't make the junkie dumb disappear. Made me take myself out of this school and go to the next school for culinary. I know how to make food, but to present it in such a way that is attractive, even first, not even for other people first, for myself, in order for me to maneuver and not to be a food addict where I have to take insulin. That was waiting for me. Then I knew I had to be strategic, and I had to be strategic with my family in order to get people to eat healthy. Right? I don't come busting the door. I'm vegan. No, I don't do that. Shh. You're gonna have a mutiny on your hands. You feed people beautiful food and walk away. That's all. And then, by the way, we need a lifestyle that works for us, where we feel like, you know, hair at a 10. For my body type, what does my body type look like at a 10? And if it's in terms of performance, let me just catch that with all that rating with the numbers. Let me think about that. Yeah, as long as you're not putting some judgments on you, because that, I wasn't feeling that. Anyway, I'm not going to ask some folks what's a conflict of interest for a rating. That made no sense, but I understand why people do it. I have zero interest. I know if it don't feel right to me, I don't need to be berated or put down in order for me to have some compliance or some discipline. I think that in and of itself is very dysfunctional. If it doesn't make me feel good, and I'm saying in coaching, because I paid for coaching, there's aspects of coaching and breaking through to another level that doesn't feel good, right? Or it's uncomfortable. Let me put it like that, right? It's uncomfortable sometimes to confront truths about yourself or blind spots. However, I can discern the difference between the two. So I don't need somebody to beat me into the ground or to berate me in order for me to recognize patterns. I don't think so. But that may be what some other folks are. That's not where I'm at. not where I'm at. So, you know, this is the curls. They're falling as we sit here. They got some degree of bounce. They're all flat. It's mine. Not very long. Probably some more of it will break off, but it's mine. So I'm going along for the ride to see what my hair will do and how it will perform. And I freed up lots of time and mental and physical resources for the garden, for play, for adventure. Cause I'm not thinking about no hair when I get the opportunity to jump in a canoe or somebody invited me to go to a catamaran, sailing. I'm not thinking about hair and makeup. I want to get my hair wet. I want to slosh my toes in the sand and the water and the mud. We have a life to live. We have a life to live. It's a puzzle. It's our responsibility at this point to secure ourselves into the future. We may get it, we may expire in the process. Okay, I like to call the fear by its name and release its power. It's our responsibility to secure ourselves into old age, right? Into our senior mature years. It's our responsibility first. Takes the pressure off. If we focus on being accountable to ourselves, then we can relax. Then we can relax when we can clearly see, okay, assess, discern, distinguish, strategize, and see, you know, what we need to do. So I've taken the hair and the external validation off the table. I'm not worried about food choices anymore because I'm not eating processed food, and that's huge for me. I was addicted to junk food. I could identify that I was using it to self-soothe and picked up that pattern as a little girl from the folks around me. So now that I'm more seasoned and mature, I can do better. When you know better, you can do better. And I've heard from a lot of flowers like, wow, where were you in my 20s? If only somebody would have had this conversation with me. So I'm having it now. Having the conversation now. I'm hoping that you all create a great day for yourself on purpose. Whatever your relationship is looking like, whatever the bank account is looking like, whatever your waistline is looking like, okay, you can make a decision to create, to cultivate, to be intentional right now about creating a great day on purpose. You might need to go put some Steve Arrington on. Here's one of my mantras. I'm very into reframing the narrative on music and using music. That's one of my tools in my toolbox. So it's a song by Steve Arrington. He used to sing with Slade, who did Walking Down the Street Watching Ladies, Watching You. Right now he's gospel. So he has a song called Dancing in the Key of Life. Dancing in the Key of Life. You put that on and you see how you feel. Right? So it's up to us to cultivate an environment of peace. Again, aka hint hint, your garden. Use music and the lyrics as a tool to catapult you. I'm inviting you. I don't tell grown folks what to do. To catapult you out of stinking thinking, ruminating, obsessing, stuck, paralyzed, yet not getting into action. I invite you. You could take, get the hair out of your way. If you need some coaching, some help, you can take advantage of Flower Fit community and coaching. There's community. There's also another option of group coaching. Fill out the Discord. I'm Body-Culinary on the Discord app. You'll need to download the app. Join me. And if you want to get your temple in order, 5 a.m., sweat it out. Sweat it out. I'm telling you, this is deep therapy. It's deep therapy. Corrective exercise. I got you. You don't even need no equipment. Just bring yourself some water and a mat. 5 a.m. Do some real work on yourself. If you can get up earlier, 4:30, deep breathing and relaxation. Right? What do you got to lose? A couple of programs on the internet? Maybe you go to bed early. Switch it around. Sometimes you just gotta realize, I need to get out of here. Sometimes you gotta get out of here first. Here. And just go into a cocoon, right? It may not be that you get on a plane. You might get on a plane and come visit me. But sometimes you gotta work with what you got from where you are. And create support for yourself. Be creative. Feng shui up your space. Beautify, constantly declutter. Beautify your space. This week you spend a lot of your time. I told you, replay these videos. So you got a buddy. Declutter, cut up vegetables, stretch. People looking for you. Where'd she go? I haven't seen you. In the cocoon. Go into the cocoon and bloom and appreciate yourself and the unique DNA marker that you have been gifted with and divinely assigned while on this side of the dirt. Y'all create a great day on purpose. See you soon. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. I'm Kwasa with the K, peaceful eating, like full belly mango. And the mangoes are finally popping. Oh my gosh, thank goodness. Whew. So I just got some sour sop. I just got some sour sop. It's right. I just got a huge jackfruit that tastes like a fruity. It tastes like juicy fruit gum. If juicy fruit gum was a fruit, that's what jackfruit tastes like. We had some mame a couple of days ago. Today I got and I got pitaya or dragon fruit. So you tell me, should I eat a candy bar or a Snickers and get pop rocks on my face when it's so much delicious food? That it just don't make not one iota of sense. It don't make no sense, y'all. It don't make no sense. We don't have to. We don't have to. Your body knows what to do when you give it real food with electricity, with living water in it that has messages and codes. It knows what to do. Processed food doesn't behave the same as the chips and all this dried out flour with starch and deep fried several times. Create a great day on purpose. Kwasapeacefull eating on TikTok. You can reach out to me, info@body-culinary.com. You can download Discord, the app, if you want to take classes. The application, if I cannot identify the person with the email, I will not admit any kind of entry into the room so that it's a safe space. See y'all soon.